This is another question from ratios where we have Anil mixes cocoa with sugar in the ratio 3:2 to prepare mixture A and coffee with sugar in the ratio 7:3 to prepare mixture B. He combines mixtures A and B in the ratio 2:3 to make a new mixture C. If he mixes C with an equal amount of milk to make a drink, then the percentage of sugar in this drink will be what? Now, the question is not very difficult, but this is a question where many people don't know how to begin or how to proceed. See, it's easy to see that we don't need to take any variable because ultimately we just have ratios in the question and we don't have any actual values. So no variable, we can happily assume something. But what do we assume? And then how do we mix A and B in the ratio 2:3? That is a piece of information many people face difficulty with. Now I'll show you two methods for this. Both of them will be fairly easy because the question itself is not very difficult as long as you have some experience with this. But the first method will involve fractions. And the second method, we'll see how we can avoid fractions completely. So in the first method, we will have to focus on the fact that we need percentage of sugar finally, not cocoa, not coffee, sugar. So we'll focus on sugar. Now, here we have sugar 2 parts out of total 3 plus 2, 5 parts. So let's focus on getting sugar as a fraction of the total. Okay, so now in mixture A, we have sugar is 2 parts out of total 5 parts. So 2 out of 5. And in mixture B, we have sugar is 3 parts out of total 10 parts. So 3 out of 10. And then A and B are being mixed in the ratio 2:3. So this is nothing but weighted average, where we are mixing them with weights 2 and 3. So if we use the weighted average formula, we will have for mixture A weight of 2 and for mixture B weight of 3. And then of course we have to divide by the sum of the weights. We have to divide by 2 plus 3, which will be 5. Now this calculation is not very difficult, but we still have to deal with fractions, so it's not very convenient as well. If we calculate, we'll get 4 by 5 plus 9 by 10 upon 5. Now 4 by 5, if we multiply and divide by 2, we'll get 8 by 10. 8 by 10 plus 9 by 10, that will be 17 by 10. And that 10 will be multiplied with 5 in the denominator, so 10 into 5, 50. So this is what we are getting for mixture C. A and B combined are giving us mixture C. So in mixture C, we have sugar upon total in the ratio 17:50. Now, we can just take the total for C to be 50 as per this. So if we take C to be 50, then C is being mixed with equal amount of milk. So here milk will also be 50. And therefore, we are getting total 50 plus 50, which is 100. Now, out of this 100, how much is sugar? Because we need percentage of sugar. See, milk doesn't have any sugar. Nothing like that mentioned in the question. So only sugar will come from C, which is 17. Okay, so we'll have 17 units of sugar out of total 100 units. So 17 by 100, of course, gives us 17%, which is there in option 4. As I said, not a difficult question. So this method also works. It's not too inconvenient. But still, let's see a better method which would give us a slight advantage in the exam. So in the better method, we will think that, okay, mixture A, we have cocoa and sugar in the ratio 3:2. And in mixture B, we have coffee and sugar in the ratio 7:3. Now, we need to mix A and B in the ratio 2:3. But it's difficult to arrive at weight of 2 and 3 directly. So first, let's make A and B equal. Once they are equal, it will be very easy to get to the ratio 2:3 by multiplying with 2 and 3. So if you look at the totals of A and B, A we have 3 plus 2, which is 5. And B we have 7 plus 3, which is 10. Now 5 and 10, to make them equal, we'll take the LCM, which is of course 10 itself. So here this 5 we'll just have to multiply with 2 to make it 10. And if you're multiplying with 2, then both of these will be multiplied with 2. So we'll get 6:4. Okay, whereas this will remain the same. This is already 10. 7:3, that is already 10. Now, once A and B are equal, now we can easily multiply them with 2 and 3 respectively. So if we multiply A with 2, we will multiply all of these with 2. So we'll get 12, 8, 20. And similarly, multiply all of these with 3. So we'll get 21, 9, 30. And then here we have A and B in the ratio 2:3. Okay, so that will give us a total of 50 because we are mixing them and we are getting mixture C, which will have 50. And C mixed with an equal amount of milk, so milk will also be 50. And then we can see, of course, sugar. Sugar will be 8 parts from A, 9 parts from B. So we'll get 8 plus 9, 17 parts. And then the total that we have is 50, 50, 100. So we'll get 17 by 100, which is again 17%. So you can see here we avoided fractions completely. And again, if you look at how much we actually had to write down, this was just the original ratio. After that, we had one adjustment, another adjustment, and this would have taken very little time. Of course, the explanation takes time, but once you understand, this would have taken very little time without any fractions. Okay, so this is the method that you should be following in this kind of question. And you can practice this with the help of replica question. Make sure that you put your answer in the comment section.